I know I've been on a Divorce Diaries rant for quite a while now, but I just want to take a break to just remind you about this podcast and how I record it. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast everywhere. Seriously. On Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Again, that's anchor.fm to get started, or download the Anchor app.
You are now listening to the Divorce Diaries podcast with your host, well, that's a secret. No names, ages, or any other identifying characteristics will be used as we protect the young and innocent. You'll be taken on a journey as one man considers getting a divorce or remaining married. The Divorce Diaries daily entries chronicle the decision-making processes in real time as they unfold day by day. He hopes to add a bit of clarity to his sometimes muddled mess of a marriage. Cheating, overspending, sex, sadness, and betrayal are the characteristics of this marriage. Is he making the right choice? Welcome to the Divorce Diaries. Entire seasons are released on Patreon weeks before anywhere else. At Divorce Diaries Podcast Patreon page. Link below in description. Now for today's episode.
All of the days where we do not connect with each other are just better, but it makes it really hard when we actually do connect at a particular time during the day. There was one random text throughout the day, which is fine, but it's good mostly not to hear from her, and I have no desire to reach out to her. It's weird though, being in this place. I don't know if anyone's ever been here, but just you're in this place where you're happy to not be around the person, but you know you're going to be around them. So when you guys come back into each other's lives for that day, there's just that immense level of tension. It's just, I didn't want to see you. I didn't want to talk to you, but now we got to do that thing, right? That thing where we like fake it. That thing where we fake like we like each other. And tonight, the thing that pissed me off the most, when she got back from work, I whipped up her plate, and I still do my same type of thing and make plates and reheat the leftovers in the microwave and hand her plate. And she's under the weather. She just had a standard 8-hour day at work, but she's still under the weather and not doing well. Okay, I'll do this, and she says to me, thanks, which was nice. She kind of picked off at the food a little bit, and she's like, oh, I can't eat it. I can't eat the food. I'm full. So I continue on, and I make a couple pizzas for the kids, and then I give the pizzas to them, and as I come around the corner, she's eating some of the pizza. I already ate her food, and she's eating the pizzas, which is fine. It's not really that big a deal that she's eating the pizzas, but the fact that 40 minutes earlier she wasn't hungry, now she's eating the pizzas. So it's like there's always a seesaw up and down where I'm going to eat healthy and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and she does for a day. I don't feel good, so in come the cakes and the cookies and stuff like that, and it's just, I'm not mad. I mean, everybody can backslide. It's just, you don't ever really know what you're going to get, and what you're going to get is going to be it's going to be random. It's going to be counterproductive to the goals that she set for herself. And you, as a husband, you just don't say anything about it. I was talking to someone, my sister-in-law. She said to me, I know I told you, she said, what you have to learn to understand is when we tell you that we're trying to lose weight and you see us eating that cake, we know that we're not supposed to do it. We know that it's wrong. We know that it's setting us back, and we know it's diametrically opposed to our goals. do it anyway, and what we don't need is you reminding us. I so appreciated that. I appreciated what she said, and I also appreciate what she didn't say. Because at no point in that explanation did she say anything like, we understand that you are trying to help us. She never said that. And that helped me frame the vitriol and the anger that I feel from my wife whenever I'm reminding her of a goal she set for herself, and sometimes in the nicest of ways. Like, hey, hon, I mean, we don't have any dinner tonight. Are you sure you want to go to Wendy's? Are you sure you want to go to Burger King? I mean, oh, okay, cool. Wendy's. All right, sounds good. Are you going to get that Asian chicken salad? No, I'm getting a double baconator. Oh, a double. Okay, double baconator. Did you skip lunch today or something like that? You trying to, your calories. I mean, I mean, yeah. I guess you must be calorie down, huh? From earlier to eat that baconator, because she was definitely counting her calories. She's counting her calories, and she knows this, she knows that, and she's very informed. And she understands like health and fitness and things like that, and she's still shoveling that into her mouth, or she wants to eat that. And I'm like, I'm just trying to remind you, like, remember you said that you remember the high five we had yesterday when you felt that you were on a great streak, and remember the thing you said when we were on a good streak and you wanted to keep that streak going, and I had a bad day, or I don't need to hear that. Get off my back. And I'm like, wow. Oh, I'm usually in the past I would just get confused because I'm like, wait, what? But you said that you want, and I would do that thing that a lot of husbands that I talk to anyway, good guys, can do. We're just trying to help, and we're being these uber problem solvers. But like my sister-in-law told me, she's like, unless we explicitly come out and say, hey, I have this problem. Do you have a solution for that problem? Unless that happens, then, oh my gosh, do not ever give a suggestion. Do not offer help. Nothing. And I'm like, okay, this is why I want to get a divorce. I'm not mad at women. I'm not mad at men. I just understand, and I'm accepting the fact now that I am sort of wired to help, propel, support, and build things myself. I'm wired that way. If you tell me that you have a goal, regardless of who you are in my life, if you're a person that I care about and I have love for, and if you told me that you want to do this, feel like when you told me it was something that you wanted me to help with. There have even been times when she said something to me like, hey, I really need you to help me keep track with my macro counting, my fats, proteins, and my carbs. I'm like, oh, sure, I'll help you out. And that was the day before, and then you wanted to go to Wendy's and get a Baconator, and I said, well, man, that like the burger alone's got to be like 1,100 calories. Isn't your like daily intake like 1,700? Yeah, man, I'm upset at you. And I'm like, wait, but I thought you just told me. See, there I go, being stupid again, trying to help. And I don't want to be married anymore because you'll tell me one thing and you'll really mean something else, or my wife will tell me one thing because she feels that way in that moment, and then she feels a different way in another moment, but she doesn't tell me, well, yeah, I'm totally off my diet, because obviously that would be a stupid fucking thing to say. I'm totally off my diet. I'm not dieting tonight, and I'm just going to eat whatever I want. Don't mention the gym in the morning and the fact that I'm going to be 6 pounds up, and because I'm going to do this, and I'm going to have ice cream after. Don't mention that to me. Don't mention that I'm actually setting myself back a week if I have this meal and dessert tonight. Don't mention that to me. And I'm like, man, I thought we were on the same team. Like, if I was doing that, you would help me. And she had helped me before in the past, but the rules are different, and they apply differently to her than they do to me. And that is why I think that being married now it's just not something that I want to do. I shouldn't have this material to tell you in Divorce Diaries. I shouldn't have this. I shouldn't have it. So anyway, I guess I'll close up with the last thing. The thing that happened tonight, I had one of my headscarves on the couch, and it was on top of one of my kids' jackets, or maybe it was underneath potentially. And she wanted to lay on the couch because she wasn't feeling good, so she kind of wanted to stretch out. And I'm kind of watching her out of the corner of my eye, and it infuriated me what she did. And I know it's like I'm so raw now. Every little thing she does, I'm just gonna be, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna lose my stuff. So she picks up my kid's jacket, sets it on the back of the couch, and when she does that, she sees my do-rag, and when she picks it up, she makes a face like, ugh, disgusting. And then she tosses it on top of the jacket that she put on the back of the couch. I got up so fast, grabbed both of the items, took them upstairs, threw my daughter's thing in her room, and threw my headscarf on the bed. But I threw it, and it kind of landed on her side of the bed, so I just went and got that and put it away where it belongs. And I was so incensed, so infuriated that in the house that I pay for, that, yeah, there's a few throws. There's people's socks around the house sometimes. There's, her things around the house sometimes that are taking up space. And I had the audacity to leave something of mine out. And it wasn't just calmly moved. And she's probably raw too. She's probably, if I'm recording the Divorce Diaries podcast, I'm obviously not going home every day being a great husband to her. Like, I mean, I'm telling you guys that now. I know I'm not being abusive or anything like that. Like here's what happened today. Like, after that look happened with the headscarf, I threw it down. I came back down. I mean, I was so incensed. And but the kids were there because we were watching like something as a family, and I just kind of looked, and I'm like, I'm very, very sorry for leaving my headscarf on the couch. I had no idea it would make you so mad, but I made you your plate earlier this morning, and I'm trying. That's what I said. So I came down. I acted angry. I ain't gonna say I acted like a little bitch, but I came down. I got upset, and I verbally vented. So that's what I mean. Maybe I should say I acted like a bitch. I acted like a woman. I fucking verbally vented. And whenever I'm devolving to the worst version of myself is when I'm reacting like my wife, when I'm reacting like a bitch. I'm complaining, I'm nagging, I'm bringing up old shit. Like I brought up, oh, I made you your plate when you were sick. It's like I threw up old shit in her face. And that is not fucking cool. And that is not becoming of a man. And it's not becoming of the man that I need to be. So, in a nutshell, on August 11th of Divorce Diaries, that is why I want a divorce. Because I'm married to someone who I am not, in some ways, I'm not able to control myself enough to not act like them, or I act like them. It's like, this is obviously not a healthy situation for me. It might ultimately be healthy-ish from my kids to have a nuclear family, and I was leaning on that a lot in the past. And yeah, she's going to be a catastrophe when she's single by herself. Like, you're in all this debt and you have no impulse. You lack impulse control. Like, it's like the worst freaking combination. Like, I don't know. Maybe women make 77 cents on the dollar because of the choices they make. Jeez, I don't know. But it's just very hard to constantly deal with those mood swings. And I guess with my kids getting older, I'm just kind of like, I don't need to do this anymore. This lady that I follow, Esther Perel, you guys should really check her out. Esther Perel. She is a therapist, life coach, psychiatrist, possibly. I don't know that she can prescribe. So she might be a psychologist and a therapist or something. But she really specializes, and she loves dealing with things that have to do with relationships. She's got a few podcasts out. Again, Esther Perel. Gorgeous, older French woman. Just great. Anyway, she said, you should not, and I'm going to try to say it like Esther. You cannot look at a marriage of 20 years and consider it a failure. You cannot look at a marriage of 30 years and consider it a failure. Of 10, of 7. You cannot, because everything has a season. And maybe this person was brought into your life for this reason, for this time, to do this thing. So you should not look at it as a failure. It just may have run its course. I love Esther Perel so much, because that statement almost gave me the power and the validation to say, like, oh, right. Like, and we didn't even raise kids well together. This has been roughly a catastrophe that has been contentious in nature on varying levels for years. It is not the ease that you see in some relationships. It's just not. Both people get to be who they are without, I don't want to say judgment, because that's not a word that I like to use, but where two people can't just be the closest version they can to who they really are most of the time. That's probably the best way to say it. Can I be roughly exactly who I am and make roughly the decisions that I tend to make, and I feel good about it, accountable about those decisions, empowered to continue to make similar decisions, but willing to hear the suggestions from the other person and even change? Like, I mean, I really do think people need to change when they're in a relationship. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, if you were just a total narcissistic person that you were all the time, then what would ever inspire you to change at all? Nothing. Geez, I don't know. They're colorblind, let's just say. And I don't know if you know, like sometimes people that are colorblind, I think when they see things like colors, like kind of, they blend together and trick you that they're other colors. And you're with someone that's colorblind, and you know that grays appear white or black to them, let's say. I have no idea how being colorblind works, but let's say that that's the case. And you could just, make their lives a heck of a lot easier with a nice beige. And you happen to like beige. Oh no, hell, let's make it even more complicated. You don't like beige. So the funny part about that would be, I'm going to still wear black, white, or gray, even though I know it's something that messes you up. And you lean on your principle and you say, I shouldn't have to change for anybody. Like, what? Wait. I'm sorry. That's what vows are. They're things that you will change about yourself, and they're also things you hope and will try your very best, hopefully, to do over the course of your marriage. To have and to hold. Okay. To have and to hold. I promise that I will try to do that for as long as I shall live. To not let you go. Even though we know people do it all the time. But I will try not to let you go. Have and hold. I won't let you go. Which means I won't let you flounder. I won't let you sink. I won't let you drown. I have and hold. Richer or poor, if our finances change, I plan on having you and holding you and staying with you so that we can hopefully work this out together and get our money up together. I will have you and hold you. I will not leave you, whether you are rich or poor. I hope that I will do that for the duration. Well then, if wearing beige is, a little more often, is just something that makes my life so much easier, then, hey, why wouldn't you change for me? I'm allergic to cats. Man, it really sucks. But I guess you will have to make a decision between being with me, the person you love, and having a cat. You might have to make that concession, because that would be you changing. Yes, we should change for the people that we are with and that we claim to love. We should change that. So when I came down and I said what I said about the scarf and how I observed that anger. She says, she just looks up from playing her game on her phone. I don't want to talk about this right now. Your energy. And my energy was shit. She said exactly the right thing. I wouldn't have wanted to talk to me either. And she shouldn't have wanted to talk to me. She shouldn't have accepted talking to me in that moment. But let's back that car up a little bit. What I did was a reaction to what she did. That doesn't make me better. That just makes me a fucking child in that moment. Makes me an absolute child. But why am I married to someone that when they see my stuff, it will make them so sick, it will make them sick enough to make a face of disgust when they see my thing thrown upon the couch, just like one of our irresponsible children left their jacket just kind of on the couch. You don't have the same disdain in your heart, or let me say it differently. You have disdain, distaste, displeasure, and any other diss you can think of about my things being in a common area. But you didn't have the same disdain, not even to say a word to anyone. Hey guys, could you guys take your stuff upstairs? Or guys, please don't leave your things on the couch. You took your jacket, and take your do-rag. You're the biggest kid here. Could have possibly made a joke out of it. But I know we're in a shitty place right now. Maybe there are no jokes to be had. And maybe I would have lost my shit if there was a joke. Who knows? But if this is happening, it's probably time to stop, right?
Wow, that was the Divorce Diaries podcast. The daily saga will continue tomorrow. The full season's episodes are on Patreon now. Subscribe for early access. Click the Patreon link in the description. Hopefully these entries help our anonymous recorder as a form of his own personal therapy. That's his hope and his intention. Will these recordings of life's curveballs lead this family to the best resolution in the end? We'll keep listening. New episodes are released daily on all podcast players, but all episodes are available on Patreon at Divorce Diaries Podcast Patreon page. Until next time.